I have with me Mr. Sanjay Jalona, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of L&T Infotech. So since digital has been the buzzword in IT services, my first question would be around that. So apart from traditional businesses, what is the kind of growth that you've seen in cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and the new digital technology sector?
I think we have seen a very, very robust growth. Companies and customers are doing more and more with the new technologies that are coming into fray. People call them digital. I call them exponential technologies because there are newer technologies coming every day. And that today accounts for more than 29% of our business. Just to give you a context, a year back it used to be something like 22% or 21%, something like that. I don't remember, something like that, 21 to 22%. And it's become more than over 29%.
So any acquisitions that you can probably tell us about right now? I mean, if you're planning an acquisition or if you're planning an alliance in the coming years?
Yeah, so I think we have announced 4 or 5 alliances this quarter as well. At any given point of time, we are working, we believe very strongly that future belongs to people who can bring the ecosystem of partners to bear for the customer. So we are working in a huge number of alliances. I probably spend 30 to 40% of my time looking at M&A opportunities and partnerships as well. So at any given point of time, we're talking to many people on acquisitions. But our 5 focus areas for M&A would be, or 5 focus areas for the company, thus M&A belongs to that. Those 5 areas are going to be digital, aka experience, analytics, IoT, automation, and cloud.
Sure. Also, when it comes to the US business, since it contributes to 69% of the overall business of the company, and we've been hearing the recent news on wage hikes and H-1B visa and all of that. So how has that affected the business so far, if there has been a significant impact, that is, and how do you plan to go about it in the coming years?
I think the ability to grow that market continues. You obviously need to invest in the right sets of people, you need to hire more local people, you need to build an ecosystem of getting people from the ground up.
Also, do give me a comment on if there will be an increase in the on-site hiring as well.
On US, our percentage is only 24%, right? So we have one of the lowest on-site ratios amongst the industry, and we want to keep it that way. That gives us a leverage to do more work offshore. So we will continue to hire. Our hiring in the US has increased tremendously. So, but we want to keep the proportion of on-site offshore ratio at 24 to 76 again.
But the local hiring would increase?
Absolutely. So out of the, if you were suppose growing by 10%, right? Suppose we are going to hire 10 people more in US. Earlier we were hiring, say, two locals out of that. Today we'll hire 8 locals out of that. Right, so but you're still hiring 10% growth on 76%, which is much more higher number of people. So obviously, in terms of the number of people, you would have hired more people at offshore as well.
Any guidance in terms of growth that you can provide us when it comes to the US business?
I think it will be in line with what you're seeing. We want to be the leaders of the pack, and US is that high a number, it has to really contribute, otherwise we'll be in trouble.
Any expansion when it comes to the Europe business? Any geographies that you're looking at?
Yeah, so Europe has traditionally been a strange business for LTI compared to the rest of IT industry. Most of the IT industry, the largest market is UK. We literally have nearly 0 business in UK. Second largest market is Germany. We have very small footprint in Germany. For us, the largest markets are the toughest markets where most of the companies actually struggle, be it Nordics area or France, right? So we do have a new leader who has just joined a few weeks back by the name of Satya Samal, and we are investing in the geographies. We believe Europe has to account for a lot more.
Sure. So by what you're saying, would you be keen on expanding in Germany and in
UK, Germany, and Switzerland?
Correct. All right. So also in the context of India, what would be the guidance for growth in the coming years?
India is an important country for us. India is an important geography. Given the government's focus in digital India and smart cities, etc., we want to play in critical programs like the CBDT program that we are doing, Central Board for Direct Taxes, or the smart cities work that we do. But we want to cap the India businesses at around 7-8%, just about the level. Some of these programs come to an end, so we bid for newer programs.